formalized. Joint union contractor apprenticeship standards and training centers flourished and multiplied. Carpenter wages in both the U.S. and Canada became among the highest in the world.
We were a militant union group, and there was very little non-union work. Contractors hired union people, and if they weren't, they were run off awful fast. Bill DeWild, retired member, Vernon, British Columbia.
These years of economic prosperity made it easy for the union to grow without carpenter-to-carpenter organizing. Membership increased, but only because of the booming economy. We failed to see that times were about to change. When the world's economy faltered in the early 1970s, our industries changed, but we didn't. Construction markets expanded, but our local unions and district councils still represented the much smaller town and city markets of decades past. Though competition pushed our once small contractors to go regional, the UBC still operated as 2,000 local unions, and that forced even the most loyal employers to negotiate multiple contracts for their regional workforce. When contractors embraced new technologies to improve productivity, our skills were outmoded. We weren't trained for the new materials and techniques, and union members began losing their edge over less skilled but far cheaper workers. In the U.S., major industrial construction users banded together in a group called the Business Roundtable to forcefully bring construction wages down and productivity up. They championed the anti-union open shop and the merit shop. With a declining economy and this concerted business assault, union carpenters maintained dominant market share in only a few major markets. Elsewhere, the effects were devastating. When contracts ended, union employers turned away. Members took what work they could find, union or not. Members and contractors left the union in droves. Under attack and too set in its ways to respond and change, the UBC retreated. By the early 1990s, UBC membership was down by nearly half from just 20 years earlier. Market share was way down too. With membership and market share plummeting, wages and benefits followed. More members left as a result. There seemed to be no end to the cycle. The crisis was clear. Unless we rebuilt our ranks by organizing, rebuilt our skills by training, and helped rebuild our industries by improving productivity, our proud union would fade into oblivion. Worst of all, we would lose our standard of living, threatening the security of our families. It was time to change. In the mid-1990s, with new leadership and a vision for the future, the UBC met the crisis head-on. Now, in the 21st century, we are rebuilding our union. With a lot of hard work and dedication, we've turned the tide by going back to our historical roots. Back to a union devoted to organizing, focused on training, and structured for growth. Less than 10 years from our lowest point, we had gained back close to 100,000 members. Our market share has risen dramatically. Today, our skills training sets the standard in our industries and is once again second to none. We have formed new and strong partnerships with owners and contractors. We've again made the Brotherhood an organizing union that brings members, staff, and elected leaders together for collective action and growing strength. It hasn't been easy, but then carpenters have never been afraid to take on a tough job. In every craft and at every stage in our history, our strength has been greatest when we adapted to meet changing conditions. Today is no exception. Our members and our industries have been hit hard by the worldwide economic downturn that began in 2008. Today, because of the changes we've made, we are much better positioned to weather the storm. We will overcome this challenge as we have overcome other challenges in the past by standing strong and building for the future. In the 21st century, we are moving forward. In 1881, our founders gave us an enduring blueprint. They declared, "We must form a union broad enough to embrace every carpenter in the land." That is still the vision of the UBC.